Porsche 917 is a racing car, which was produced by the German company Porsche in 1969 to participate in the car race 24 Hours of Le Mans. The car body was created using panels from the Porsche 908. The car was developed in a record time, only 10 months, including all stages of testing. In March 1969, during the Geneva Motor Show, Porsche showed a production version of the 917, worth 140,000 Deutsche Marks. For that money they could buy 10 Porsche 911. This is considering that the cost of the car was much higher. The Porsche management realized that they needed to win high-level competitions, and the company was no longer satisfied with just class wins. Despite its success in races in class and second place in the 1968 Sarthe race, Porsche had not yet won the overall standings in nearly 20 years of continuous participation. Because of this, the company worked to assemble a special race car that would optimally fulfill all of the existing regulation changes. The external design issue at that time was not as acute as the technical stuffing of the car. Nevertheless, the Porsche 917 car looked quite unusual and stylish. Although the car is available on public roads, it looks like the most real race car, which also has a place. The front is highlighted by large round headlights, covered by a glass panel. The lower part is given to a rectangular narrow air intake. On the side, there are small doors that open upward, and small, streamlined exterior mirrors. Immediately you can see that the wheels are different from each other. At the very top of the windshield, there is a central rear view glass, moved outward, so the driver can see more clearly what is happening behind. At the back, it was decided to put wider tires for obvious reasons. Closer to the rear there are aerodynamic elements. The car has smooth contours of the body and elevated rear. Even the protruding exhaust pipes at the stern only add to the aggressiveness of the Porsche 917. At the very end, there are massive aerodynamic fenders. A little lower you can see the standard headlights. The interior is made with an eye toward the race, nothing more. This can be seen in the interior trim, which turned out to be quite sparse, as well as the sporty, not the most comfortable bucket-type seats. It is interesting that the saloon is intended for 2 passengers, though, looking outside the car, it seems that there is a place only for a driver inside. The cockpit itself reminds the cockpit of a fighter aircraft. The driver was controlled by a 3-spoke sports steering wheel. Then on the dashboard was a large engine speed gauge. To the left of this was an air-operated engine temperature gauge. There is not much more to tell about the interior of the Porsche 917. The car was assembled to win races, where the minimum was required. Ferdinand Piëch was able to develop a terrific car with a 12-cylinder 4.5-liter engine generating 520 horsepower. And since the car itself weighed only 800 kilograms, it had no problem accelerating over 340 kilometers per hour. However, because of the long rear end of the body, there were balance problems such that towards the end of the Le Mans race the company decided to withdraw all models from the race. By 1970, the Porsche 917 Kelvins, meaning short, was released. It was a car with a shorter body. Aerodynamics were improved with a high lifted stern and modified rear fenders. With these changes, the car took the first 2 places. Its power passed the mark of 600 horses.